2020.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray.
And good Thursday morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray.
Meteorologist James DeFazio.
And we got a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast to start. And James, yesterday was not the nicest of days. In fact, a couple spots there where Eric refers to as that popcorn snow, that sort of grapple-esque, sort of, I guess, hard consistency.
I like to say it was one of those days where if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
And it'll change. And it did. And the sun was out a little while, then it snowed again, but much nicer today.
Yes. Dry conditions today, warmer temperatures, and less windy. But we're tracking a few different things. So let's get right into our first weather. You can see that today's temperatures, we're going to clear the 40s today. We're going to actually get out of the 30s. We're going to see some sunshine. It's not going to be a very wet or snowy day at all. It's going to be partly cloudy during the middle portions of the day, but we are going to see some sunshine. Saturday, we have a partial solar eclipse. Unfortunately, it does look like cloud cover is going to be a problem for our area and for most of the Northeast at this time. Does not look like viewing is going to be ideal, but I do want to make you aware, and we will be continuing to track that. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple of flurries over the southern valleys. Other than that, all is dry out there, and it's going to stay that way today. Still very calm and dry in downtown Utica, and not a whole lot going on just yet, and it's going to slowly warm up. It's a bit of a chilly start. We're starting the day in the low to mid 20s, 24 in Rome with mostly cloudy skies. That light breeze is going to stay light, only at 3 miles per hour. Temperatures across the area, low to mid 20s, but we all climb up very nicely today. By the middle of the day into the mid to upper 30s. By the afternoon, we're into the mid 40s. Coming up, we'll have a breakdown on what to expect for this weekend for our next widespread weather maker. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, James. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The State Department of Corrections.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back and good Thursday morning. We're taking a look at your current travel conditions this morning on our Munson traffic flow. And on our commute cast, you're going to see we don't have too many issues to talk about this morning. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple of flurries working through the hills of Madison County and northern Otsego County. These are going to continue to shift off to the south and east. You may see a couple of flurries over the southern hills, otherwise a very quiet, dry day. Dry roadways across the region, no real road issues. The one spot I did find that did have some precipitation on the roadways was up in Old Forge. Looks like they got a little bit of light snow last night that hasn't been treated or plowed yet on some of the side roads, so be careful in the North Country. Today in downtown Utica, though, it's a chilly start, but aside from the chilly start and the chances for black ice where there may have been standing water, maybe a pocket within a parking lot, other than that, conditions look fine. We're not seeing any issues currently on the on our current traffic tracker. All traffic times look relatively normal. Everything is very close to what it would normally be. Your commute today in the morning, you're going to have partly cloudy skies, but no issues. Similar thing for tonight, but we might even see some more sunshine for your evening commute. And tonight, if you're doing a late PM commute, we are expecting showers to develop tonight after 11 o'clock, but they're going to be very light and short-lived. That would be the only thing to make of note for today. I'll have more information coming right up. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. The Department of Motor Vehicles.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday morning. A chilly but dry start to our day today, and we're going to have much better weather conditions than we had Wednesday. We're tracking much nicer weather, warmer temperatures, less wind, sunny conditions. Let's get right into the forecast. Downtown Utica right now, dry. The sun is not up yet. It's primarily clear out there. There's a couple high clouds, but it's more clear than cloudy out there. Dry, but it is below freezing, so anything that was wet is frozen out there, and it will slowly warm up well above freezing today. It's going to be warmer, sunny, and we're going to have less wind, which we deserve so much. We're going to have light rain and snow showers tonight after sunset, and they're going to be very light in nature. They're going to be very short-lived as well. We're going to have a stalled frontal boundary on Saturday that causes varying conditions across the area. It's going to be a very different story depending on your location. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple lingering flurries, otherwise quiet and dry across the area, and it's going to stay that way. We had a disturbance, a very weak area of low pressure that brought those scattered snow showers yesterday. That is going to continue to slide off to the east, and as it does so, it's going to bring in quiet weather for our Thursday. As we approach Saturday, things change drastically. We have a warm front approach from the south, and then it stalls over the North Country. And with the warm front stalling across our area is going to allow for much different conditions, whether you're across the southern portions of our area or the northern portions of our area. The southern portions of our area are probably going to get into the upper 50s to low 60s. The northern portions of our area are not going to get out of the 30s. We're tracking the chance for ice. Ice is going to form along the northern edge of this boundary, and depending on the exact location of this boundary set up, it will determine exactly where the ice falls. As of this time, we believe the ice is going to fall north of our viewing area. However, we are going to continue to monitor this situation very, very closely. Taking a look at the skycast for today, plenty of clear skies to begin the day. Those temperatures mid-20s. We warm up really quickly, though. By midday, we're all the way up into the upper 30s. By this afternoon, we climb through the mid-40s. By Thursday evening, 5 p.m., mostly sunny skies and in the low to mid-40s across the area. A mild evening, clouds slowly increase. There are those evening showers I was referring to. A couple of showers develop between 11 and 3. The second half of the night, very dry, primarily cloudy skies. And calm weather continues until that warm front arrives on Saturday. Your 7-day forecast, we're tracking a couple of quiet days today as well as Friday, primarily a mostly cloudy day on Friday. Saturday, that widespread rain is going to fall. It's going to be all rain across the southern portions of the area. We're tracking a chance for the wintry mix across the northern portions of the area. More rain chances on Sunday and Monday, but warmer with temperatures in the 50s. And we dry out on Tuesday, but we dip back down into the low 40s.
Yeah, so this is normal for this time of year. The spring is here.
The roller coaster.
That's 70 degrees from a couple weeks ago was certainly an aberration.
Absolutely. It'll be back.
That's right. We'll just power through. All right, thanks a lot, James. Well, it's 5:22, still ahead on Sunrise. 2025, and the news rolls along right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray.
I'm James DeFazio.
And let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And I think folks are going to like today a lot better than yesterday.
For sure, for sure. We're going to see much more sunshine, but we did see some sunshine yesterday, but we had snow showers in between
yeah.
about constantly, and we're not going to see any of that today. We're going to be warmer, we're going to be drier. We're tracking a couple of things. Let's get right into the forecast. The first weather for today, you can see the temperatures are going to be very, very warm today compared to yesterday. Yesterday, we didn't really get out of the 30s. It was very nasty with the wind. It made it feel even colder than it actually was. Today's going to be less windy with more sunshine. Temperatures are going to climb all the way into the mid-40s in the mid-afternoon hours. Highs today around 45 degrees. We have a partial solar eclipse Saturday morning. I do want to make you aware of it, but unfortunately, as of this time, it looks like we are going to be entirely cloudy. I am not seeing any real viewing opportunities for anywhere in the Northeast this time, but we're going to continue to track that diligently. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, all is quiet out there. The showers have come to an end. A couple of flurries possible across the southern hills. Other than that, quiet for the rest of the day. Still dry, calm, and cold in downtown Utica. We'll soon see the sun start to peek up over the horizon there. Still 24 degrees and chilly up in Rome, mostly cloudy. It's chilly across the area. We're in the mid-20s. Once that sun rises, we will begin to warm up very quickly. We're in the teens all the way up in Big Moose Inlet, checking in as well, Eric, with 19 degrees. Over the course of the day today, though, we steadily rise. By midday, we're into the upper 30s. By mid-afternoon, we're into the mid-40s. Highs are going to be all the way around 46 degrees with ample sunshine. Coming up, we're tracking a big weather maker for Saturday that's going to bring varying conditions across the area, and we'll have more information coming right up. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The Atlantic is...
Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms. The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica.
Welcome back and good morning. You can see on the Cooperstown cam a couple of flurries working through the southern valleys. That's going to be the extent of our precipitation today. Currently mostly cloudy, 24 degrees up in Rome, and light winds at 3 miles per hour, which is very nice. We are going to finally see a non-windy day. We're finally going to be able to call the winds calm today. You're not going to see breezy conditions. We're tracking warmer weather today. It's going to be sunny, warmer with less wind, and then light rain and snow showers return this evening. And we are going to be tracking those. They're very, very light in nature. They're going to arrive around 11 p.m. They're not going to be problematic. They're going to be more of a nuisance type shower. Your temperatures across the area, we're starting off very chilly, but it's going to warm up. We're starting off in the mid-20s, actually upper teens in the Adirondacks, but by the middle of the day, by noon, we're into the mid-30s. By the mid-afternoon, we're into the mid-40s. Highs around 46 degrees today. And that warming trend continues into Friday. Highs Friday, again, up into the upper 40s, approximately 48 degrees. Mid-40s on Saturday. Sunday and Monday looking very warm, temperatures in the mid-50s. So we are on the way up. Today we do warm up rather quickly. You'll see once that sun comes up, the temperature really spikes through the 30s. By about 4 p.m., we're still sitting in the mid-40s. Coming up, we're tracking a stalled boundary for Saturday, which is going to be bringing our next widespread weather maker. We'll have more information coming right up. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. Red, the...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday morning. After a very blustery, squally day yesterday, we had quite a bit of snow squalls mixed with sunshine. We're going to have much, much improved weather conditions today. Let's get right into what we're tracking. Taking a look at downtown Utica right now, it's still very cold out there. Temperatures are in the mid-20s, but it's dry and it's calm, and it's going to stay that way through the day today, as well as continually, steadily rise in terms of temperature. Today, in general, warmer, sunny, and less windy today. In all three phases, a much better day. Light rain and snow showers develop tonight, approximately between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. And then a stalled frontal boundary on Saturday is going to bring our next widespread weather maker, and it's going to cause varying weather conditions across central New York. Much different conditions to the south versus the north. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A couple of flurries across Shenango and Otsego counties. Otherwise, all is quiet, and those are beginning to come to an end. Yesterday's weather maker, a weak area of low pressure, has slid off to the east, and we are now tracking a warm front, which is going to approach on Saturday and bring widespread precipitation to the region. And I say precipitation because it's going to be a variation. The southern portions of the area are going to be in the much warmer sector and be seeing rainfall. The Mohawk Valley will likely be seeing a little bit of both. The North Country is likely going to be seeing some icing at times. It's all going to depend on exactly where this frontal boundary sets up. It stalls right across northern New York and stays across central New York for the entirety of Saturday. We're going to be tracking this very diligently because a matter of a couple of miles could completely change the entirety of the forecast. So stick back with us. But right now, the highest threat for any ice issues is across the North Country. Today, mostly clear skies to start the day, and it stays mostly clear to begin the day. We warm all the way up into the mid-40s by the mid-afternoon. By 5 o'clock, we're still in the 40s, 43 in Utica. Clouds increase through the evening hours ahead of those showers. Around 11 p.m., those scattered showers develop. A couple of sprinkles, a couple of flurries through the first half of the overnight. A dry second half of the overnight with primarily cloudy skies. We begin to warm up rather quickly on Friday, all the way up into the 40s by noon, low 40s though. We stay rather steady tomorrow with temperatures calm, and then things stay rather calm until we approach that warm front on Saturday. A couple of showers Friday night. However, the real story comes in on Saturday with that widespread rain. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast, your high on Saturday of 45 degrees is very relative. If you're in the southern portions of our area, say Otsego County, you may see a high of 55 degrees. If you are in Old Forge, your high may be 35 degrees. So very variable conditions. More rain chances on the way Sunday and Monday with warmer temperatures in the mid-50s.
(2025) and the news begins right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this Thursday morning. I'm Steve McMurray.
I'm meteorologist James Tafazio.
We have a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get to a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And as you mentioned just a couple seconds ago, nicer day today than yesterday.
Yes, it was a very blustery, squally day yesterday, and we're not going to have to deal with any of that today. No wind gusts, no snow squalls. It's going to be a dry day with a lot less wind and even warmer temperatures. So
all right,
let's take a look at a couple of things that we're tracking. That's that less wind, at most an 8-mile-an-hour breeze today, but I wouldn't even expect it to get that windy. I would expect primarily calm winds. We're tracking cloud coverage. We have a partial solar eclipse that's going to be visible in the morning hours of Saturday morning, March 29th. Unfortunately, at this time, it's looking extremely cloudy across into the northeast, and I'm not really expecting viewing opportunities to be all of that great, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed and continue to look. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple flurries across northern Shenango and as well as northern Otsego County, and those are continuing to slide off to the south. Those are going to be the extent of our precipitation today. Sun beginning to rise on downtown Utica. Some partly cloudy skies, primarily going to be clear, looking like we're going to have an absolutely fantastic sunrise. Chilly start right now, 24 degrees with cloudy skies, but these temperatures are going to climb quickly once this sun fully gets above the horizon. All the way up into we're all the way down into the upper teens, I should say, up in the North Country. But as we progress through the day today, everyone steadily warms up. We're in the upper 30s by midday, mid-40s by mid-afternoon. Coming up, we're going to be tracking our next big weather maker, which arrives on Saturday. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. The State Department of
A Storm Tracker 2 team where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and welcome back. We're taking a look at your current conditions on your Munson Commute Cast as you head out the door this morning, and conditions are not too bad today. We're doing very well out there. A couple of flurries across the southern valleys, but they're not really causing any road issues. Everywhere else, very dry start to the day, and it's going to be a dry day. Road conditions across the area, starting to see the sun peek out there. Going to be very dry and very clean to start the day. It is below freezing though, so some areas that saw some snow yesterday afternoon and evening that have yet to been plowed, some side streets in Old Forge, for example, are snow covered. So be careful if you're in the North Country traveling. A very cotton candy sunrise right now in downtown Utica, absolutely beautiful. It is cold, so if there were any pockets of standing water, they are frozen. We have nothing to report on the our Munson traffic flow. Currently, no issues or accidents that we're aware of. Drive times very right around normal today. Pretty standard commute times. Your commute forecast for today, all green. We're going to have partly cloudy skies to start the day. Sun actually increases throughout the day. Mostly sunny skies this evening. If you're doing a late commute, we are expecting showers to develop after 11 p.m. tonight. They'd be short-lived from about 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., but aside from that, all in all, a dry day. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, James. The Department of Motor Vehicles offices look.
Hey, watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday morning. After a very blustery, squally, sometimes even very snowy day yesterday, we are going to see much, much better conditions today in the weather world. Let's take a look at the current conditions at downtown Utica, because this is an absolutely beautiful picture. Sunrise beginning to come up over the horizon. Cotton candy colored sky, pinks, purples, and blues in the distance. Absolutely beautiful. Definitely more clear than clouds out there right now. It's going to be a relatively sunny start to the day, and it's going to stay mostly sunny for most of the day today. Today we're tracking warmer, sunny, and less windy weather. It's going to be a much, much more pleasant day. Light rain and snow showers tonight, approximately between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. They're going to be very light in nature, sprinkles and flurries. Stalled frontal boundary arrives on Saturday, and it causes a big variance of conditions across our area. The southern portions of our area see very different conditions from the northern portions of our area. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, aside from a few flurries this morning across the southern valleys, all is quiet across Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar, and it's going to stay that way. It's going to be a dry, sunny day today. Our low pressure center that brought in those showers yesterday has moved off to the east, and it's going to continue to move eastward and continue to draw in nice weather. We're tracking our next weather system, which is going to arrive for Saturday, and when it does so, it's going to move through as a warm front, and then after the warm front moves through, it's going to stall right across central New York. So the southern portions of the area are going to be seeing vastly different conditions than the northern portions of the viewing area. Northern Herkimer County, northern Oneida County, Lewis County, and points north of there, we have to be mindful for the chances for ice. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Areas in the Mohawk Valley, maybe a brief burst of wintry mix and widespread rainfall. Temperatures in the mid-40s. Areas to the south, we're talking temperatures in the mid-50s with widespread rainfall. A big difference across the area. This stays over our area for the entirety of the day on Saturday, and where this front sets up is really going to determine who sees ice. The Adirondack Park is a shoo-in for ice. Hamilton County is definitely going to see ice accumulation. As for northern Herkimer and northern Oneida County, that's still up for debate as to how much ice we're going to see. A couple miles of adjustment in that placement of the stationary front could make a huge effect on that track. We're going to be tracking that very closely. Primarily clear skies throughout the day today. We warm up steadily. We get into the mid-40s by the mid-afternoon. We're still at 43 degrees by 5 p.m. Clouds begin to increase through the early evening hours. Here comes those light showers, a couple sprinkles, a couple of flurries. Those move through rather quickly this evening. The second half of the night is just going to be cloudy. Your daytime on Friday, warmer, yet again, back into the 40s, and just a mostly cloudy day ahead of those showers that are going to arrive early Saturday morning. Your 7-day forecast, again, Saturday, very different conditions depending on if you're in the Mohawk Valley, the Southern Hills, or in the North Country. Widespread rain continues on Sunday, more showery rain on Monday. Temperatures on Sunday and Monday into the mid-50s. A little bit cooler, but nicer weather on Monday. Highs only in the low 40s, but plenty of sunshine.
All right, it's definitely an early spring pattern going on, and
absolutely,
we'll don't see any. Cross our fingers.
No.
No. All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Not gonna say the word.
Exactly. Hey, if today's your birthday, have a happy news rolls along right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray.
And good Thursday morning. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary.
Meteorologist James DeFazio, in for Eric.
And Gary's hoping to be back in this chair on Monday, so we wish Gary a speedy recovery and hopefully that he's back. But for now, you and I on the in the chairs here. What's going on this morning, or today, I should say?
Much improved weather. It was so blustery and so squally yesterday afternoon that if you wanted to see something different, you waited 5 minutes. It was either sunny and then a blizzard and then wind. Less wind today, less cold. Much more comfortable weather. Much more comfortable weather. Let's get right into that forecast. We'll take a look at exactly how warm we're going to get today. We're going to get all the way up into the mid-40s, approximately 46 degrees for a high today. Again, it's going to start the day partly sunny, but by the middle of the day, it's going to be mostly sunny, almost entirely sunny, and much less wind than yesterday, almost calm winds at that. We are tracking a partial solar eclipse for Saturday morning. It's going to be coming through shortly after sunrise on March 29th. Unfortunately, at this time, it looks like our viewing opportunity is not going to be too great. I'm looking at quite a bit of cloud cover expected for Saturday morning, basically for the entirety of the Northeast. But if that changes, we will be sure to let you know. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple of flurries over the southern hills this morning, otherwise a very dry radar, and it's going to stay that way today. We're expecting quiet conditions. I just got stunned there. I believe those are Kelvin-Helmholtz clouds in the distance there. Those are a very rare cloud type that you don't see very often in the horizon. Beautiful skies up downtown Utica. A dry, chilly start. We're starting the day in the mid-20s, but we're going to rise rather quickly now that the sun has risen, now that the sun is peaking up above the horizon. Luckily, that light breeze not making it feel too cold out there. The Adirondacks are in the upper teens. In the central New York area, we're in the mid-20s. By the middle of the day today, we're all the way into the mid to upper 30s by noon. By the mid-afternoon, we're into the mid-40s. Again, highs around 46 degrees today. It's going to be a very pleasant day. Coming up, we're going to be taking a look at our next weather maker. We're tracking a stationary front that's going to split the region on Saturday. We'll be breaking down who sees what coming right up. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. The Atlantic is revealing more.
The Storm Tracker 2 team, where we track storms.
Know before they go. The Storm Tracker 2 bus stop forecast.
The Cooperstown Camera is brought to you by Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Utica.
Good morning and welcome back. We are tracking a much more comfortable day in the weather world in central New York. Temperatures this morning, we're starting out rather chilly. Temperatures are in the mid-20s. They're going to rise rather quickly, though, now that the sun is beginning to rise. We're going to expect temperatures to be around 38 degrees by noon, mid-40s by the middle of the day today. We're tracking a stalled frontal boundary. That's our next big weather maker that's going to cause a big variance in conditions across our entire viewing area. Today, though, sunny, warmer, and less wind, and light rain and snow showers develop tonight after 11 p.m. More of sprinkles and flurries than anything. Current temperatures across the region very chilly, but they are on the way up. This is the bottom. We are in the mid-20s across central New York, the North Country in the high teens, even colder. Our temperature trend over the next couple of days, not too terrible. It's even slightly warmer tomorrow after highs in the mid-40s today, upper 40s Friday, back to the mid-40s Saturday, but on Sunday and Monday, widespread mid-50s for highs, which is going to feel really warm after this extended period of 30 and 40 degree weather that we've had. Today's temperature rises really quickly once we get the sun up to about 20 degrees above the horizon. By about 4 p.m., we're still hanging on to temperatures above 40 degrees, so even a mild evening. Coming up, we'll have a further look at that forecast as well as that stalled frontal boundary expected for Saturday. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. The Red Dragons stopped by the WK.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday morning. We're tracking a much nicer weather day across central New York. After a blustery, squally Wednesday, we're going to be much less windy with much more sunshine today and even warmer temperatures. Take a look at downtown Utica right now, and it's giving us hints of what's to come. Look at that sunrise in the distance there. We're going to be seeing plenty of sunshine today. This morning, partly sunny. This afternoon, mostly sunny skies. But it's going to allow for warm air to really usher itself in this morning. We're starting the day off below freezing, but we're not going to stay there very long. Warmer, sunny, and less windy today. A nice day. Very light rain and snow showers develop tonight after 11 p.m., between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. A couple of sprinkles and flurries move through. And we're tracking a stalled frontal boundary on Saturday that's going to cause a wide variance in conditions across from our southern portions of the viewing area versus our northern portions of the viewing area. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. All is quiet out there. It's going to be a dry, beautiful day across central New York. The low area of low pressure, which brought us those squalls yesterday, has slid eastward. It will continue to do so, and as we approach Saturday, we're tracking an approaching warm front from the southwest. The warm front is going to clear the area, but shortly after it clears the area, it stalls and it becomes a stationary front, and it sets up across northern New York. As of right now, there's modeled discrepancy as to exactly where this front sets up, and its exact location is going to determine if and who sees any icing or wintry weather from this. As of this time locally, we're not expecting any issues. Anything that would occur would be most likely to occur across the northern portions of the area, like northern Herkimer County, northern Oneida County, Lewis, and Hamilton counties. The Mohawk Valley, not looking like as much, but you can see that this frontal boundary stays stationary nearly for the entirety of Saturday, and we're seeing rainfall, almost widespread rainfall for the entirety of Saturday. Today, those clear skies continue into the afternoon. We warm right up into the mid-40s. We head into the evening hours. Clouds increase ahead of those sprinkles and flurries. Quick round of sprinkles and flurries from 11 to 2. Second half of the overnight is a dry overnight. We end up starting the morning with partly cloudy skies. Clouds increase, though, as the day progresses. It's a mostly cloudy but a dry Friday ahead of those showers, which are going to arrive early on Saturday morning. Your 7-day forecast, Saturday is very variable. If you're in the southern portions of our viewing area, your high temperature may be 55, and if you're in the northern portions of our area, your high temperature is going to be closer to 35. The Mohawk Valley, right around 45 degrees. It's going to be a big swing across the area. We're going to be keeping an eye on ice chances for all of the North Country.
All right, good idea. Again, winter's still not done yet.
Nope.
Just holding on for some
Dying,
folks.
not dead.
All right, thanks a lot, James. Well, the key...
With Gary Lipitor.
And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this noontime. We've been flooded with calls and emails to our newsroom from viewers wanting to know on Leland Ave in North Utica and why. Well, we've made multiple calls, sending multiple emails about this to several state agencies and the Utica Mayor's Office, and this is what we've learned. According to the Mayor's Office, the State Department of Environmental Conservation had a contractor start clearing work at the Utica City dump in preparation of remediation that's scheduled to begin next year. Now, this work will include properly closing the landfill. All this clearing you see of Leland Ave should be finished in the next couple of weeks. More information will be released regarding the site in the next few weeks. We are also waiting to hear back from the DEC on this, hopefully today. We'll bring you any new details on the Live at 5 News Hour and News Channel 2 at 6 o'clock. Well, you see in that video right there, sunny skies today, and that is a welcome change from what we went through yesterday. James is here now. We'll look at the forecast.
It is much improved from yesterday, much less blustery. It's a warmer day. As you can see on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, it is a dry day as well. We're not going to be seeing any precipitation during the daytime hours today. We are tracking some showers that are going to arrive late this evening, approximately 11 p.m. We'll break that down coming up in full weather, but take a look at this picture of around the state. Pick a spot and you'll find some sun. It's sunny everywhere out there right now. It's abundant sunshine for all of us across New York State. Temperatures are finally starting to climb. We've risen from the low 30s up into the mid 30s over the last hour and a half or so. All is quiet on the radar, and it's going to stay that way through the sunset hours tonight. The abundant blue skies, very few clouds until after sunset tonight. Clouds begin to increase. We're starting to lose snow everywhere. There's only a few places left with some snow on the ground, one of them being a mountain with Whiteface, but even Camden and Woodgate showing grass now. 36 degrees, mostly sunny skies up in Rome, just a light breeze compared to yesterday. Temperatures across our area are rising. They're going to continue to climb all the way up into the mid 40s. Highs today are going to be approximately 46 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Those showers arrive tonight around 11 p.m. They only last until about 2:30 a.m. The second half of the night looks dry and cloudy. Lows around 33 degrees. Coming up, we'll have more information on what you can expect coming up for this weekend's weather. Steve?
James, thanks. The State Department of Corrections.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday afternoon. After a very blustery, squally Wednesday and a very chilly start to the day, things have vastly improved. It's very nice outside. It's warmed up rather nicely, and there's very few clouds out there to be found. Almost wall-to-wall sunshine out there. Plenty of blue skies. Dry conditions, temperatures are going to continue to rise. Warmer and sunny weather continues this afternoon. We're tracking some light rain and snow showers tonight. They're going to work in around 11 p.m. They're only going to last for about 3 hours or so. The second half of the night looks dry. And a widespread rain event arrives Friday night and through the day on Saturday. Freezing rain is possible across the North Country. Not likely, but possible. We're keeping an eye on that. It's a very close call. Currently 36 degrees with mostly sunny skies up in Rome, 12-mile-an-hour breeze out of the west. A little breezy today, but not as breezy as it's been. Nothing like we saw yesterday. Very quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it's going to stay that way through the daytime hours today. We are tracking a partial solar eclipse for Saturday morning. Unfortunately, it does look to coincide with cloud cover. This is going to be Saturday morning right after sunrise. We would see a partial eclipse of the sun. But unfortunately, with our current forecast, this doesn't look to be visible. But we will keep you updated if things change. We're going to be keeping an eye on a very close eye to that. Area of low pressure that brought us those showers yesterday has moved off to the east. We have an approaching cold front this evening that brings that quick little burst of showers between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Then we dry out overnight, primarily a dry day on Friday. As we head into Friday evening, warm front approaches, overspreads the area, moves through, settles across the North Country as a stationary front, and it stalls. It stays there for about 12 to 18 hours straight, 12 to 8, and we're seeing rain consistently across the northern portions of the area. Freezing rain just to the north. It looks like it's going to be just far enough out of our viewing area, but it's something we're going to continue to monitor. But as of this time, the ice storm and the worry for ice storms looks to be completely north of our area. Mostly sunny skies continue today. Temperatures rise into the mid-40s. Cloud cover begins to increase after sunset. There's showers. Those sprinkles and flurries begin to show up as we approach 11 p.m. They work through quickly. By 2 a.m., things begin to dry out. Cloudy for the second half of the night and dry. It gets rather chilly, upper 20s for lows for most of us, low 30s in the valley. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies to begin the day on Friday. We warm right back up, another warmer day, right back into the mid-40s for highs on Friday. Tonight, those showers between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., otherwise a cloudy evening, your 7-day forecast. That widespread rain event on Saturday, we're going to be having showers develop Friday night, and they're going to continue on and off through the day Saturday. More rain showers on Sunday, more widespread rain on Monday, and then we finally get a break. We get some sunshine on Tuesday. A little chilly with temperatures in the upper 30s, but we get to see some sun, and it'll be a nice dry day.
Yeah, that's a big bonus today as compared to yesterday, no question. Well, coming up, the Real ID. Welcome back to News Channel 2 at noon. For this half hour, President Trump repeated his desire to acquire Greenland ahead of a high-profile trip by Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife, who arrived there tomorrow. It originally was supposed to be a cultural visit for the Second Lady, but now the trip has a sharper focus on national security. NBC's Molly Hunter reports from Greenland.
Good morning from the most northern capital in the world. We're 150 miles south of the Arctic Circle. We're in Nuuk, Greenland. You can see we're on the Nuuk Fjord right now. Icebergs, 80% of Greenland is covered in ice. It is the least densely populated place on Earth. About 56,000 people live here. But when the Vice President and the Second Lady and a high-level U.S. delegation, including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, fly in, there will be no grand welcome in the capital. No American flags flying, no photo ops with locals. They're not going to that national dog sled race that originally we thought that Second Lady Usha Vance was going to go to. They are now going to fly to the remote Northwest, to a space base. They will meet with about 150 U.S. military personnel who are based there, and that's been there for about 75 years. It is the first line of defense for Russian or Chinese, for example, ballistic missiles coming across the Arctic. As far as the Greenlanders we're speaking with here, they say finally people know where they are, where Greenland is, and who they are, that actually people live here. Our taxi driver this morning was joking that actually previously, when you said you're from Greenland, people asked, do people actually live there? So people here like Americans, like their ally America. They're eager to attract American investment, but most of the people we've been speaking to since getting here on the ground don't want to actually be American. Molly Hunter, NBC News, Nuuk, Greenland.
And we're back to switch gears now and talk about the weather. And a lot nicer here than it is in Greenland.
I was just going to say, fortunately, we don't have any icebergs to deal with today.
Not today. So beautiful day so far.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Very beautiful. We're going to get all the way up into the mid-40s. Take a look at around the state right now. You can't pick a weather station and not find ample sunshine. Wall-to-wall sunshine across New York State. It's hard to find a cloud in the sky. It is very blue out there. It's beautiful. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar has high pressures in control. All is quiet. Things are going to stay dry and calm through the daytime hours today. There are those blue skies that I was referring to. Beautiful driving conditions and beautiful weather, especially in comparison to yesterday. It's much less windy as well. We're starting to see some grass in places that haven't seen grass in quite some time. We're seeing grass in Camden and Woodgate. Even in Old Forge, some spots of grass peeking out. So things are changing. It's 36 degrees in Rome right now with mostly sunny skies. We have a 12-mile-an-hour breeze, which is a tad less than yesterday, and it's going to continue to be a tad less than yesterday, but not quite calm either. Temperatures have risen from the mid-20s all the way up into the mid-30s, and they're going to continue to rise. Looks like we have one station, looks like Sherburne already cracking the 40-degree mark. We're all going to get into the 40s by the time things are said and done today. Highs today are going to be in the mid-40s, approximately 46 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Tonight, a light shower works through between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy for the rest of the night. Lows are going to be in the low 30s. We'll have more information coming up on what you can expect for this weekend as we're tracking widespread rain for Saturday. Steve?
All right, James, thanks. A new FAA report says
the WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Thursday afternoon. After a very chilly start to the day, things have vastly improved. We are looking at fantastic skies. Take a look at the sky across downtown Utica from the Nexus Center right now. Plenty of blue skies, very few clouds across New York State right now. High pressures in control of the weather, and it's going to be through the entirety of the day today. We're expecting a warm, sunny, dry afternoon, and we're going to get up into about the mid-40s for highs today. Light rain and snow showers work through tonight between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., and we'll break down down that timing coming up for you. And widespread rain develops Friday night and lingers through the day on Saturday, and freezing rain is possible across northern portions of the viewing area. Currently 36 degrees with mostly sunny skies up in Rome. Just a slight breeze at 12 miles per hour. It's not nearly as breezy as it has been. It's quiet on the radar, and it's going to stay that way until well after sunset this evening. The low pressure center that was spinning in some of our snow squalls yesterday has shifted off to the east. We have high pressure in place today. A weak disturbance moves through tonight, which spurs those sprinkles and flurries over those couple of quick hours this evening. The second half of the night looks dry. Then a warm front approaches Friday evening after a cloudy Friday. This warm front's going to bring widespread rain to the region, and then a frontal boundary is going to stall across the north of the northern portions of our viewing area, right along the New York-Canadian border. And as it stalls there, it's going to drop some freezing rain on areas in between our North Country and the Canadian border. So it's going to be a very close call here. I wanted to show coming up in just a second here, you'll see this is the European model. Yesterday when Eric showed this was the warmer solution. This has now become the colder solution, and it's still showing some freezing rain right on the edges of our northern viewing area. The GFS model, the global model, has actually become warmer now, showing more of a warm pocket of air and less snow. Today we continue though with those mostly sunny skies, and we warm right up into the mid-40s. Clouds begin to increase after sunset. Those showers and flurries begin to work in after 11 p.m. By about 2 a.m., they're working their way out of the region. We have mostly cloudy skies for the remainder of the night. Lows are going to be in the low 30s for most. Rural areas make it into the upper 20s. Mostly cloudy day for your Friday. We warm up right into the mid-40s. It's going to be dry through the daytime hours, and then Friday evening, those showers begin to arrive from the southwest ahead of that widespread rainfall that arrives on Saturday. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, widespread rainfall Saturday, and it's going to be a vast range of conditions. We're looking at temperatures in the afternoon probably in the 60s across the southern tier, the mid-40s across the Mohawk Valley, and the mid-30s across the North Country. Everyone warms up for Sunday and Monday. We get into the mid-50s, widespread rain, and then we get a colder day, but a dry day.
All right, so a little bit of everything.
Yes.
All right, thanks a lot, James. Police and
Friday fish fries. Consider the Poland Volunteer Fire Department. From 4 to 7 tomorrow, you can buy dinner and support the Barneveld Fire Department. If you remember, last month, the Barneveld Fire Department collapsed under the weight of heavy snow. They got most of their equipment out, but they lost the garage. Poland's fish fry will help Barneveld rebuild. Again, this is 4 to 7 tomorrow.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis in the Weather Center.
Much nicer day today. Nice to see the sunshine. We aren't going to hold on to this for too much longer. I think it's going to be more clouds than sun tomorrow, but it should still be pretty nice. 42 degrees our current temperature, and again, we've got that west wind at around 10 miles an hour. Feels like 36 degrees with that wind, although the wind is a little bit less than the last couple of days. Bigger picture shows dry conditions. A live look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are tracking clouds that return tonight and tomorrow. Widespread rain is expected this weekend. We're keeping an eye on Saturday because there's going to be a stalled front right over central New York, and there could be a significant difference in temperature. We could have a 30-degree spread in temperature in our area Saturday afternoon based on the position of this front. This evening, temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s, mostly sunny, a generally pleasant evening ahead. We are tracking some warmer weather as we look ahead. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The YWCA of the Mohawk Valley has been...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. A nice day today. And we saw the sunshine. It's still out there. It's in abundance this evening. We'll see a few clouds start to roll in tonight. Live looking downtown Utica, 42 degrees. Warmer than yesterday. Still kind of chilly for this time of the year. We're usually in the upper 40s to near 50 on average for late March. But we will get there as we look ahead. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet. It's going to stay dry this evening. We do have a few sprinkles and flurries in the forecast for tonight. So we didn't get a chance to see the northern lights last night for most areas, but a lot of folks did capture something unique. These are called light pillars. These happen from reflection of light near the ground, and they're caused by snow. Now, typically these happen when it's really cold out, usually in the teens and lower when we have these pillars, but the conditions were just right last night for this. It has to do with the type of snow and the snow crystals that are falling from the sky. But again, beautiful picture here. We are looking at less wind, a nice break in the wind for tomorrow, but the wind is going to be returning as we head into the weekend. Breezy conditions, windy conditions at times as we look ahead to Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. The winds will not be super strong, but they will be very noticeable here over the next several days, with the break again expected tomorrow. Westernville, 44 degrees, Little Falls, 45, Deansboro, 43. Across Southern Valleys, Cooperstown, 43, Oneonta, 41, and Unadilla with 46. Next weather maker drops in from the northwest. Is a very brief disturbance, a very weak cold front, again bringing a couple of sprinkles here tonight. Most of these fall as flurries and sprinkles. Later tonight, again, little accumulation is expected. Tomorrow looks like another dry day. A little bit less sunshine than today, but it is still looking pretty nice. Temperatures climb into the mid-40s under mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow night, widespread rain is expected as a warm front approaches. Unfortunately, the cloud cover will probably prevent us from seeing Saturday morning's partial solar eclipse that's taking place right around sunrise. But again, it does look cloudy here in central New York. And Saturday afternoon, this front is going to stall right over our area, and that means we could see a dramatic difference in temperature. It could be in the 60s across the southern valleys and then only in the 30s across the north country. Here in the Mohawk Valley will be in the upper 40s to low 50s. Widespread showers will continue into Saturday night as well as Sunday. It looks like a generally wet weekend, especially north of the Mohawk Valley. Cloudy tonight, brief snow shower, 33 for the overnight low. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, 48 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain showers will be around for most of the weekend, low 50s on Sunday. We're close to 60 degrees on Monday. That's early in the day as a cold front swings through. Cooler weather on Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures in the 40s, and then we'll see another warm up with some rain with high temperatures in the upper 50s by Thursday. So we are slowly moving along, getting a little bit warmer.
All right, Bill, thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. A popular drug to treat...
To Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Beautiful sunrise this morning. This picture is from Nikki and Lee. You can see the crescent moon low in the horizon. It is nice to see things like this. We haven't really had much sunshine, haven't had very much clear skies lately, but again, we are enjoying a beautiful day today. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s tomorrow and Saturday, but we are looking at a warming trend. In fact, we'll make a run into the 50s Sunday and into the 60s on Monday before the weather starts to cool down. I know the last week or so has been pretty chilly, but we are going to start to turn a corner here as we look ahead. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet across the region. A nicer evening to take the dog out for a walk or dogs. Temperatures will be in the low 40s. Rue and Chiara from Rome, tonight's featured dogs. This is brought to you by Nissan. We're tracking widespread rain that looks to return for the weekend. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Local hazmat crews, state police, and the...
Know before they go. The Storm Tracker 2 bus stop forecast.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
A pleasant change in the weather today. A return to sunshine, less wind, and more pleasant temperatures. Still pretty chilly out there, though. We're in the low 40s, a live look at Oneonta, seeing the sunshine, and we're still several weeks away before the trees start to bloom, but we will start to see more spring-like weather as we head into the next 7 days, especially late this weekend into early next week. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, all is quiet across the region. Clear skies in place tonight means we should be able to watch the International Space Station. It makes a flyby at 8:41, and it flies just about directly overhead, passing at 88 degrees above the horizon, so you can look straight up a few minutes after 8:41, and it's pretty easy to spot. It looks like a really fast-moving star, and it doesn't blink. It doesn't blink at all. It's about a very bright, fast-moving object in the sky, and again, it'll be making its pass in central New York about 8:45. Sky watchers checking in. Warmer day. Whitesboro 41, Clinton 42, Barneveld 41 degrees, Curtis 39, Inlet 34, Cooperstown 41, Westford 40. Carroll and Worcester with 46. A quick-moving weather system drops in from the northwest tonight, producing a few sprinkles and a few flurries. This will move to our east and really doesn't produce much weather. So the short-term weather looks pretty quiet. Tonight, we will see an increase in clouds, some sprinkles. Overnight lows drop into the upper 20s. Tomorrow looks like a pretty nice day. Mostly cloudy skies, about as warm as today. A little bit of a breeze. Temperatures climb into the low 40s. The weather begins to change tomorrow night. We're looking at widespread rain. And then on Saturday, we have a warm front that's going to move north and stall. Take a look at these temperatures Saturday afternoon. Looking at highs in the 60s across the southern valleys, but only in the 30s across the North Country. In the Mohawk Valley, we're generally in the 40s. So a very large spread in temperature. And it's all based on the position of this front. It looks like it's going to cut right across our area. The front drags to the south Saturday night and then back to the north on Sunday, and that will eventually bring some warmer temperatures as we head into the start of next week. Cloudy skies, a brief snow shower tonight, a low of 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 48 for the high, a light wind. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain is expected over the weekend, 48 Saturday, 52 Sunday. We're up to 60 on Monday before a cold front arrives. Return to sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday, and then another warm-up with highs in the upper 50s as we look ahead to Thursday. We'll be right back.
Visitation hours at state prisons. The department
Fish fries. You may want to consider the Poland Volunteer Fire Department for dinner. From 4 to 7, you can go buy dinner and then support the Barneveld Fire Department. As if you remember last month, the fire department collapsed under the weight of that heavy snow. They got most of their equipment out of it, but they did lose the garage. So Poland's fish fry is going to help Barneveld rebuild. Great idea. And again, this is 4 to 7 tomorrow.
Time for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Much nicer day today. Nice to see the sunshine. Temperatures climbed into the mid-40s. It's currently 44 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. We have a breeze out there, but it's not as windy as what we were dealing with earlier this week. The weather is very dry. Dew point's 13, relative humidity 28%. So we dry out very quickly at this time of the year. We're looking at quiet conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Clouds return tonight and tomorrow. We're looking at widespread rain heading into the weekend, and we're watching Saturday very closely, watching the temperature. There's going to be a stalled front that slices right through central New York, and we could have a 30-degree difference in temperature between the northern half of our area and the southern half, just because of this front that's going to be in place. This evening, mostly sunny, temperatures in the 30s, a very pleasant evening ahead. We are tracking some warmer weather as we look into the weekend and beyond. Look at the forecast coming out. Kristen, back to you.
Mechanical engineering students at SUNY Poly have entered a competition that will help.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Beautiful day across central New York. We were fortunate enough to see some sunshine. Let's take a live look downtown. This is our Nexus camera in downtown Utica. Temperature 44 degrees. And we've been seeing a decent amount of sunshine throughout the day. We're in dry conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A lot of people trying to watch the Northern Lights last night. We had a chance of seeing them. It never quite materialized. But take a look at this. This was spotted in last night's sky. These are called light pillars, and they form from reflection of ice crystals, snow crystals from lights near the ground. This picture from Melissa in Tayberg, taken about 10:45 yesterday. Normally these happen when it's really cold out, but if the snow crystals are just the right consistency, you can get them sometimes. And last night there were several folks that spotted those. Even though the Northern Lights didn't work out, there is something to watch tonight. And that's the International Space Station. It's going to pass by at 8:41, visible for 5 minutes. The unique one about this flyby is this flies by directly overhead, almost directly overhead. so it should be pretty easy to spot. Look up after 8:41, visible for 5 minutes here in central New York. Skywatchers checking in. Temperatures in the low 40s. Clinton, Bob with 42, Barneveld 41. Donna, Norway, 42 degrees. Middleville, 42. Bill and Old Forge, 37. Skinevus, Gary, 45. Carroll and Worcester with 46. A disturbance moves in from the west tonight, a very weak one. Sprinkle, a flurry possible tonight. Otherwise, the weather stays pretty quiet in the short term. We're looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight. Again, a couple of sprinkles, overnight lows drop into the upper 20s. Friday looks like a nice day. I don't think it'll be as sunny as today, but it looks nice, just as nice. Less wind. High temperatures climb into the mid-40s. The weather stays cloudy Friday night. We have a warm front moving in, brings a round of rain to our region tomorrow, or I should say tomorrow night. And then Saturday it starts out cloudy. Temperatures will start out in the 40s, but look at this spread in temperature throughout Saturday afternoon. Highs in the 60s across the southern valleys, but only in the 30s across the north country. And it's this position of this front that looks to cut right across our area that's causing this dramatic change in temperature. Here in the Mohawk Valley, temperatures generally in the upper 40s to low 50s. Cloudy skies tonight, low temperature of 33. Again, a brief snow shower or rain shower. Mostly cloudy tonight, or tomorrow, 48 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain is expected as we head into the weekend. 48 Saturday, 52 Sunday. We do get a taste of spring on Monday with highs close to 60 degrees. Widespread rain as a cold front rolls through. We're into the 40s Tuesday and Wednesday, and then another warm up here as we look ahead to Thursday.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2. Thank you, John. It's time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Carter. By the way, Yankees won today to beat the Brewers.
Off to a good start.
Off to a good start. What are we looking at tomorrow?
So I'm actually
This is the
looking.
wind.
I'm looking ahead to Saturday,
okay.
and I want to highlight the temperature differences here on our Skycast.
Whoa.
This could be one of those days where it could be in the upper 60s to near 70 in Oneonta, and only in the 30s across the North Country. So we've got this big front that's going to be stuck right across the area. You can see the Mohawk Valley in the 50s, but this is a tough forecast because if this wobbles to the north, we get much warmer. If it dives to the south, we get much colder.
Wow.
We're really close here. And again, we are expecting temperatures to be, again, generally in the 50s on Saturday with very spring-like temperatures just to the south. As we look at the bigger picture tonight, we are tracking a few sprinkles and flurries working in from the west. So the cloud cover has returned. Still have a look at the Airfield Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. These sprinkles will not impact us very much. They're going to move through pretty quickly. Current temperature 37 degrees. You can see the weather does warm up here as we look ahead. Tonight, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Again, a couple of sprinkles out there. A nice dry finish to the work week before rain returns as we head into the weekend. And look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 2 months after.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Things look pretty quiet out there tonight for now. The radar is looking a lot more aggressive than what it actually is doing outside. We are looking at widespread showers moving in from the west. Rain showers most likely in lower elevations, snow showers in the higher spots, but this is competing against some very dry air in place. Dew points are in the teens, relative humidity well below 50%, which means it's going to take a little while for this precipitation to make it to the ground. And so we are looking at a brief round of sprinkles here tonight. Looking ahead, if you're cleaning up the yard, getting ready for spring, the weather should be good tomorrow. Saturday, not so much. Sunday's going down as a no to be outside because we're tracking some rain. We have a partial solar eclipse expected Saturday morning in the early morning hours. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to see much of this because of extensive cloud cover that's expected Saturday morning. Should we luck out, the time to view this would be around sunrise, between about 6:45 to 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's not a total eclipse, and you also need to have those special glasses that you used last year to be able to see this safely. But again, I think the cloud cover is going to make it tough to see anyway. Weak disturbance moving in from the west. This will be moving through tonight. Weather will dry out tomorrow. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, again, a couple of sprinkles out there overnight. Temperatures drop into the low 30s. Tomorrow it's a dry day. The winds will be a lot lighter. We'll get a break from that. And it stays mostly cloudy throughout the afternoon. Friday night, that's when things start to change. Widespread rain moves in from the west. Some of this ends up falling as freezing rain in the deep pockets of the Adirondacks and northern New York. And that's going to be an issue on Saturday for those areas. Locally, we're talking about temperatures in the 50s in the Mohawk Valley Saturday afternoon, 60s to the south and 30s to the north. We will see a few showers arrive as we head into Saturday night. The rain becomes steadier as low pressure arrives from the west on Sunday. Tonight, cloudy, a brief snow or rain shower, low of 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Pleasant afternoon, high 48. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Rain Saturday, again, most of that falls north of the Mohawk Valley, 48. The weather does warm up, 52 Sunday, 60 Monday, rain in the morning. Tuesday, Wednesday, looking dry, temperatures in the 40s. Another warm up, sharp warm up here for Thursday with rain and highs in the upper 50s.
And it gets windy again.
It does. We'll be dealing with that, most of that over the weekend.
All right, we'll be ready for it. Thank you, Bill. Coming up next, time now, though, for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. And usually we're looking ahead to tomorrow or whatever, but you want everyone to kind of take a look at what's going on Saturday, because it's such a diverse situation we could be dealing with.
We have a pretty interesting weather setup Saturday, and the temperatures could be dramatically different. The front is expected to be right over us, and that's going to cause this big change in temperature. To the south, we're in the 60s, maybe even 70s across the southern valleys.
Okay.
To the north, Old Forge could be in the 30s. So I know we have big changes in temperature in our area, but that's pretty extreme.
It'd be a fun drive that day, huh?
Yeah, you could literally go from one season to the next in less than an hour in terms of driving. Let's take a look at our weather tonight. We are tracking a few sprinkles out there, rain showers in the lower elevations, snow showers in the higher spots. The radar looks busier than it actually is, and that's because a lot of this is falling into very dry air. But we do expect a few sprinkles tonight as a very weak disturbance rolls through. Not all that exciting weather-wise. Current temperature 41 degrees, nothing being reported at Griffith so far. But again, I do think that's going to change. You can see the dew point 21. It's really dry out there. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s tomorrow and Saturday, but again, Saturday's temperatures vary widely. Some of that warm air does make it into all of central New York as we head into Sunday and Monday. Temperatures will make their way into the 50s, even into 60 degrees or warmer, certainly possible. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a few sprinkles, overnight lows in the low 30s. We're tracking some unsettled weather, some rain heading into the weekend. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. 2 months after her nomination.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
A disturbance is moving through central New York, producing a few sprinkles, a few flurries out there. It's a live look in downtown Utica. You can see the roads are wet. Temperature 41 degrees. There is a little bit of a wind with this, but it won't last for too long. This is moving to the east, and we will expect things to quiet down as we head into tonight. Dew points are pretty low, so this has been looking a lot worse on the radar compared to reality, but still, quick burst of showers, and then things will be quieting down as we head into tonight. Looking to get some yard work done. Tomorrow is a good day for that. Saturday, okay, depending on where you are. Sunday is no, as we're expecting some widespread rain. Partial solar eclipse happens Saturday morning, just right around sunrise, 6:45 in the morning. Unfortunately, cloud cover is expected to be an issue here. It's only expected to be a partial eclipse. Should the cloud cover forecast be wrong, we do get sunshine Saturday morning, you want to make sure you have a pair of those solar glasses that if you have them from last year, you're going to need special eyewear in order to see this. And again, the moon is only expected to cover a small portion of the sun first thing Saturday morning. Bigger picture, again, a disturbance moving through the area tonight. We'll get a chance to dry out tomorrow. The weather for the short term, relatively quiet. The next weather system arrives for Saturday. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow. Temperatures will climb into the 40s in the afternoon. There will be a lot less wind tomorrow afternoon, so actually a pretty nice day to be outdoors. Rain returns tomorrow night. That's all part of a warm front that rolls through. Saturday morning, temperatures start out in the 40s in the Mohawk Valley, and we get this big spread in temperature in the 60s south and the 30s to the north. That front's expected to be right over us. Rain is expected to return as we get into Saturday night. Tonight, cloudy, a brief shower, a low temperature of 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, less wind, and a generally pleasant afternoon with a high of 48. Storm Tracker 2's 7-day forecast. Saturday, again, some on and off showers, especially to the north. 48 for the high. That's for the Mohawk Valley. Again, it's going to be a lot warmer south of the Mohawk Valley compared to north. 52 on Sunday. That front moves to the north, and we start to get in some of that warmer weather. Rain showers early Monday. It's mild, a high temperature of 60, and then we'll get a chance to dry out, and the weather does cool down. We're back into the 40s Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a sharp warm-up with rain expected looking ahead to next Thursday. We'll be right back.